You can double-check the rules. You can pack carefully. You can even carry the same item through dozens of airports without a problem. And then one day, at one checkpoint, it gets flagged and taken. Same bag, same item, different outcome. That's the moment most travelers assume airport security is random, or inconsistent, or that someone made a mistake. But what's actually happening is simpler and a lot more understandable once you know what screening is really looking at. At airport security, officers aren't checking items against a list in the way most people imagine. They're looking at X-ray images. And those images aren't photographs. They're silhouettes, shaped by how objects overlap, how tightly a bag is packed, and the angle the scanner captures at that moment. The same object can look completely different depending on what's around it. Shift its position slightly, place it next to something denser, or compress a bag more tightly, and the image changes. What looked clear before can suddenly look unclear. There's no permanent identity attached to an item, only whatever shows up on the screen in that scan. That's where the human part comes in. Officers aren't deciding whether something is allowed in theory. They're deciding whether what they're seeing looks clear enough to move on. When something doesn't look obvious, the process slows down. That might mean a bag search. It might mean a closer look. And sometimes it ends with an item being taken. That's why the same item can get different outcomes on different trips, even when nothing about it changed. Two identical items can be treated differently simply because they look different on the screen. Two officers can look at similar images and make different calls. Even two lanes in the same airport can reach different conclusions. That's also why "it worked last time" isn't a reliable guide. Every screening starts fresh. There's no memory of what passed before, no carryover. What matters is only what shows up on the screen in that moment and how clear or unclear it looks. Once you start seeing screening this way, confiscations stop feeling random. They start feeling like the result of a system trying to make quick decisions with imperfect information. And that understanding gives you real leverage, not by gaming the process, but by working with how it actually operates. What matters most once you understand this isn't trying to predict every outcome. It's learning how to move through screening in a way that creates fewer questions. That doesn't mean chasing loopholes or memorizing item lists. Once you see how screening really works, what starts to matter most is what the bag looks like on the scanner, not whether everything inside is technically allowed. Think about something ordinary, like toiletries. A lot of people roll makeup tubes, travel-sized liquids, and creams together into a tight bundle inside a zip-top bag. It feels organized, it saves space, and it's exactly the kind of thing that can look questionable on an X-ray. When those tubes are stacked, overlapping, and compressed, the scanner doesn't see makeup. It sees a dense cluster of shapes crossing each other. The same items laid flat, spaced out so each shape is easy to distinguish, produce a much clearer image, even though nothing about the contents changed. That's why something can pass smoothly on one trip and get flagged on another. A slightly different layout, a little more compression, or one extra item layered on top can be enough to turn a clear image into a questionable one. What ends up making the difference isn't whether you followed the rules, it's whether the image gives an easy answer or forces a closer look. Another thing that becomes clear after a few trips is that every screening stands on its own. Most frustration comes from some version of, "but this worked last time," same bag, same item, sometimes even the same airport, just a different day. Each time your bag goes through the scanner, it's a clean slate. There's no memory of what passed before. What matters is only what shows up on the screen in that moment. You can even see this play out within the same airport. One lane waves something through without a pause. Another opens the bag and takes a closer look. Nothing changed about the item, just the angle, the layout, and the person interpreting what they saw. Once you stop treating past success as reassurance, screening gets easier to live with. Not because it becomes predictable, but because your expectations reset. You're no longer carrying yesterday's outcome into today's checkpoint. Another thing that helps is leaving room for judgment. Some bags move straight through. Others get a second look. And sometimes that second look takes longer than you expected. Not because anything is wrong, but because someone had to stop and decide. This is where tight timelines cause trouble. A bag that looks a little unclear might only need 30 extra seconds, or it might turn into a bag check that takes several minutes. When everything depends on clearing security quickly, that pause turns into stress. You see this most clearly with borderline situations, not prohibited items, just things that could go either way depending on how they appear. When your plan assumes everything goes perfectly, any delay feels like a failure. The calmer approach is leaving margin for that pause, expecting that not every bag moves at the same speed, and planning so a closer look doesn't throw off the rest of the day. Nothing about that guarantees a specific outcome. It just means you're not rushing the system or yourself when it needs a moment. The last thing that starts to matter is how many decisions your bag forces someone else to make. Security moves fastest when the answer is obvious. When a bag is simple, visually clean, and easy to read, there's less reason to stop and think. Fewer overlaps, fewer clusters, fewer moments where someone has to decide whether something needs a closer look. You notice this with bags that feel a little overworked, shoes stuffed with items, organizer pouches stacked together, cables, adapters, and small objects crossing over each other. None of that is wrong. It just creates more moments where the image isn't immediately clear. The goal isn't a perfectly packed bag. It's a bag that doesn't ask too many questions. The fewer judgment calls the image creates, the fewer chances there are for the process to slow down. Once you start thinking about screening this way, success stops meaning nothing ever gets flagged. It starts meaning fewer surprises, fewer pauses, and fewer moments where the system has to stop and sort things out. And that's usually the difference between a calm checkpoint and a frustrating one. One quick note before you go. People looking for advice often end up finding explanations wrapped in more hype than clarity. If my calmer breakdowns feel useful, subscribe. It tells YouTube this kind of explanation is worth showing to others. And of course, likes are always appreciated. They really do help the channel. Leave a comment with any travel tech problems you've run into abroad, especially the ones you wish someone had explained sooner. Thanks for joining me, and safe travels, wherever you're headed.